So let's talk about setting mass units in Creo from tables in Excel. To do this, we have a special command called set mass units, and there's a table variant of this that allows you to use a table as a reference. So that table requires item name and also the mass units are there, and then you could also kind of force it to convert dims, which it does by default, or change it to a different property. But before we set the units, I need to actually get some. So let's use nitrocell to get this real quick. So I'm going to call this mass units, and we're going to write this to wow tab, and we're going to use the existing get units mass get mass units to report out. Let's just go get all of the PRT files and write those to mass units, which is going to be the table that's created. Actually, let's just get a couple of them. So let's get basket PRT, and then we'll also maybe get another part. So let's do screw.prt. So when we run this, you'll see that it's created that tab for us, and it's also created the table and reported the mass units for those two parts. Now, what I want to do now is I want to turn this around, and we're actually going to reference that table. So we'll put in TBL mass units. So that's going to reference the table. All this stuff above is now commented out. So this isn't going to run. But let's change this from KBM or KG to let's say LBM. So and then we'll want to do a regenerate after this just to make sure that it's done right. We'll do a table regenerate. We'll reference that same table. So every model that's in this table here by item name and mass units is going to be changed by this command right here. As you see, item name and mass units. And then we're going to do a regenerate using that same table also. So when we press the do it button here, you'll notice that it has gone through and regenerated all things. So if we pull up, let's open up the in session, take a look at the basket, we come up and take a look at the properties on it. We should see that sure enough we're in LBMs now. And if we go and we look at the screw, it should be the same thing. The screw and prepare. Oops. Oh, this is a family table. Okay, fine. Let's do a prepare model properties, and that will also be LBM. So a very easy process to kind of work with, and you could also force this to be very generic if you wanted to. So we put in a wildcard. I'm going to take this out here, and let's just pull up this speaker that you see here. So this is what's in session currently, and I'm going to run this again, except we're going to hit every part in here. Now I want you to notice what happens. So when this regenerates, you'll notice that some of these parts kind of went a little bit wonky. The reason for that is that if we look at some of these models, as you'll see here, like the this magnet, for example, the reason it's so kind of out of scale is because that particular model, which I select the part, let's go take a look at the magnet, has a relation set in it. And as you know, when you scale geometry by changing the units on it, and you also affect the dimensions, it does modify the dimensions, but it doesn't modify any parameters that are attached to those. So this is just to point out that doing this works really well from nitrocell, but you still have to be very careful about what you're modifying to make sure your designs are set up correctly so that you're getting the expected results.